Let this sink in you. It is a matter of time before another Indian, or rather, a person of Indian origin, that is Rishi Sunak, gives competition to Modi on the world stage. And this is not an understatement because Modi commands a notable presence on the world stage, whether you agree with him or not. And Rishi has it in him to do all that and to make heads turn and make people listen to him very carefully to what he says or does. And it would be Rishi Sunak delivering the punches and not a Rose Sunak or a Robert Sunak. And if you still don't get the import of what I'm saying, let me make myself a little clearer. Rishi Sunak's journey to the top has not been aided and abetted by a name change or a religion change or a desperate desire to stash away his Hindu Punjabi identity in some forgotten corner. Unlike a generation of many Indians before him who anglicized and in some cases even Christianized their names and backgrounds to fit in Western societies, Rishi Sunak proudly wears the Mauli or the sacred red thread on his wrist. He lights diyas on Diwali day and even does Gau Puja in cold, blustery London. He does all that, and in the words of the BBC, Rishi Sunak is a practicing Hindu, a man proud of his religious heritage. And contrast this man with an earlier generation of Indians like Bobby Jindal and Nikki Haley and even Kamala Harris, who shrugged off their Indian identities to embrace cultural and religious ethos of the West in their climb up on the ladder. What is the message coming out of this very interesting cultural religious assertion? And even more important, what significance does it have for we, the people of India? I will discuss all that in a minute, but first, let me extend a very warm welcome to all viewers of the CAA show and a very happy Diwali. CAA, as all of you know, is Conversations and Analysis, and my name is Juggi Bhasin. To watch our show, press the big red subscriber button on your screen, and subscription, as all of you know, is completely free. The truth of the matter is that many ambitious Indians before Sunak went through the process of disinheriting their backgrounds and religious identities, not because someone expressly told them to do so, but because they had no pride in the country of their origin. There was a us versus them mentality, and to join the others, as it were, well, some sacrifices had to be made. This twisted logic does not work in the new generation of Indians and those of Indian origin who realize that the shameful path of their predecessors got them only up to a point and no more. Merit and merit alone in the new world will do the trick. And that is the world and the convictions that Rishi Sunak has inherited. This morning I woke up and our Indian channels were full of insane interpretations of some opposition politicians who see in the win of Rishi Sunak the triumph of minorityism in multicultural and multi-ethnic United Kingdom. They also saw in the triumph and rise of Rishi Sunak a defeat for the religiously polarizing policies of Modi and his government. In short, they argued that if a minority could go to the top in the UK, why could not a minority get his place in the sun in Modi's India? Now, to arrive to these set of conclusions is completely missing the point of what really has happened in Great Britain. Theoretically, at least, the separation of religion, or rather church, from statecraft happened as far back in England in 1534 under King Henry VIII. Today, if Rishi Sunak has become the Prime Minister, it has absolutely nothing to do whether he is a Hindu or a Gau worshipper or a minority. It is quite simply that he is the best man for the job with a head for prudent financial management. His religious beliefs might be a cheering point for Hindus in India or even for the opposition in India, making a case for minorityism. But it is a totally irrelevant issue in the United Kingdom. The man has been selected for his merit and not for his religious orientation. He practices his religious beliefs in isolation of his job. The two do not combine with each other. And this is the point lost on many in the opposition in India who see minorityism in every aspect of life. And the same point is lost on all those, especially Indian origin people of a generation ago, who changed named and religious identities to ingratiate with the West. In today's world, meritocracy rules, and not some evangelical formula which serves as a fast-track express card to give individuals higher mobility and success. Rishi Sunak, in the end, will be judged on how well he gets the British economy out of the woods, and not because he is a Hindu minority. His elevation to the top job also serves as a warning to the army of liberals who in real life quite illiberally swing only between the binaries of majority and minority, especially in relation to India. In all matters, the caliber of the individual matters and not his religious identity. In the end, a Rishi and not a remade, repackaged Robert triumphed at the box office. That is all we need to remember. Rest is quite simply white noise. And so on this note, I come to the end of this episode of the CAA Show. I hope you really enjoyed this particular episode. If you like our show, do subscribe to us. And on this note, it's goodbye and cheers from my